To qualify for a permanent investor residence permit in the country of Georgia, you'll need to invest at least $300,000 US into the Georgian economy or into real estate or business. The permit is initially issued for a period of 5 years, after which it becomes permanent, provided that you have maintained your investment throughout this period. Also, if you'll go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and hit the button that says apply with us, and you'll get a question page that comes up, and then just fill that out and then hit the button that says send back to us, and we'll see what we can do to try to help in any questions or problems that you have. In September of 2018, the Parliament of Georgia adopted amendments to the Constitution according to which holders of Georgian passports will no longer be deprived of their citizenship if they acquire the citizenship of another country. So in essence, Georgia allows dual citizenship. Anyone who has stayed in Georgia for a total of 10 years may apply for the Georgian nationality. The applicant will be asked to undergo a language proficiency test, which will also test the applicant's general knowledge of the history and also the heritage of Georgia. Foreign citizens may obtain the Georgian citizenship after marrying a Georgian citizen for 5 years. After applying for citizenship, the non-Georgian spouse would have a marriage anniversary certificate. Having a child with the Georgian spouse would strengthen their case for the naturalization. An application for naturalization may be presented to the President of Georgia. The President has the right to actually grant Georgian nationality to anyone, including making a person a dual national, if they find that person is important to the national interest of Georgia. In other words, if you have some sort of talent, or if you're very good in some sport, or if you're an inventor, you can literally get instant citizenship by going directly to the president. We can actually help you do that, but it just depends on how good that talent is. Those who receive Georgian citizenship in this manner by decree of the President of Georgia may keep their foreign nationality and become dual nationals of their other country and also of Georgia. So this means if you have this special talent, it can really benefit you. You can. This is a very inexpensive way. Not all the countries have this, so this is something you can think of. As of the 1st of October 2019, Georgian citizens had visa-free or visa-free on arrival access to 114 countries and territories, ranking the Georgian passport 50th as far as terms of travel freedom. This passport does have travel freedom to the Schengen countries in Europe. The personal income tax in Georgia is collected at a flat rate of 20% on local source income. Foreign source type of personal income is tax exempt. So in essence, Georgia does have a territorial tax system, which makes their tax system very positive as far as in my opinion goes. The corporate tax rate is 15%. There is a VAT, which is 18%. The population of the country in Georgia is just over 3 million. It's 3.7 million. There is a language that's spoke there. It's called the Kartvelian language, also known as Iberian. It's a language spoken primarily in Georgia, with a large amount of the population of the speakers in the world that speak this language that are living also in Russia, Iran, the United States, Europe, and also in Israel. The crime rate in Georgia is reported to be one of the lowest in the world. In fact, it was the 8th safest country in the world by a rating service on a recent survey. The GDP per capita is $4,700 a year, which is quite low. That's good if you want to hire people, because your labor costs would be very low. In 2018, the life expectancy for Georgians was 76.6 years, which just lies just below the European average of 78 years. The life expectancy is 72.5 years for males and 80.9 years for females. The health care in Georgia is provided by a universal health care system under which the state funds medical treatment in a mainly privatized system of medical facilities. In 2013, the enactment of a universal health care program triggered universal coverage of government-sponsored medical care of the population and improving access to health care services. Responsibility for purchase and publicly financed health services lies with the Social Service Agency. Now in Tbilisi, the summers are warm and mostly clear, but the winters are actually quite cold and partly cloudy, and it's very dry most of the year. It's similar. I did a comparison actually with North Carolina, where I actually grew up, and it's a little bit colder than North Carolina, especially in the wintertime, but the ranges are pretty close to about the same. Over the course of the year, the temperature typically varies around 28 degrees Fahrenheit to 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and is rarely below 20 degrees Fahrenheit or above 97 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's similar to where I grew up. It's a little bit colder than what I like, though. In fact, I'm going to give you my evaluation of this program. I actually kind of went through and detailed it quite a bit. But my evaluation of this program is as follows. I personally like the tropical weather a lot better year-round than I do, colder climates. I also don't like wasting time in a place, residing there, if I don't have plans on getting citizenship in that place. And remember, Georgia's going to you're going to have to wait 10 years to get, before you can apply for the citizenship. And you're also going to have a language test that you're going to have to take to get the citizenship and passport also. And remember, the 10-year figure is a marker before you can apply for the passport. It's going to take you 11 to 13 years, I can tell you, at least to actually get the passport, and that's if you can get it. There are no guarantees you can get the passport even after residing after that many years. And think about this. Can you imagine residing in a country that many years and the government, for some reason, doesn't grant the passport to you? You would be really pissed off. I do like the fact that the dual citizenship is allowed, and the tax laws I really like. It does have a real good territorial tax system, but there are countries with a lot better tax laws. The question is, if you're planning on getting citizenship there, do you want to go out to go to all the hassle when you can go to a country, let's say like St. Kitts, that has nice weather all year round, this English speaking, where you can invest about the same amount of money that you're investing in the passport, to get the passport. The passport with St. Kitts would be the same thing as just applying for the residency in Georgia, but in St. Kitts you're applying for the passport instead of just the residency. In St. Kitts you get the citizenship in about 4 to 5 months. In Georgia it's going to take you around 11 to 13 years to get it, and then you're going to have to pass that test, that language test to get that done. Also, St. Kitts doesn't have an income tax inside the country, whereas Georgia has an individual income tax, remember, of 20%. And St. Kitts also has 38 more countries and territories that you can travel to visa-free and visa-free on arrival than the country of Georgia offers. And, remember these facts. I've gone through this before, but this is something that really needs to get drilled in your head, because when you take that trip and you spend a lot of money, you need to have this memorized. And this way you won't be making mistakes when you pick your country for residency that leads up to citizenship. And that is, remember that a good fast-track citizenship program has these following traits. And I wouldn't bypass these when you're trying to make a decision. And that is, get a citizenship program that you can get as long as you have no civil or criminal past. Like I mentioned before, a lot of these residency by investment countries don't go by their statutory requirements after the minimum residency requirement's been made, therefore messing up your plans for a passport in a reasonable amount of time. By getting a passport, just for instance, in St. Kitts, you don't run into this kind of problem, because St. Kitts passport you can get in 4 to 5 months. And number 2 is make sure that the country that you're applying for has no military requirements to get the passport. And number 3 is make sure the tax system that's in place for that country is either a territorial tax system or either a pure tax haven and does not tax worldwide income. Georgia doesn't, they do have a good tax system in that they've got a territorial tax system, but they do tax income inside the country. It's not a pure tax haven, whereas St. Kitts is. And I would also make sure that the language requirement that of the country that you're going to go to, you already know that language. I'm telling you, man, it's a pain in the butt to learn a new language, and it just takes up so much of your time. St. Kitts doesn't require that. There is no language test. It's already English speaking. Everybody speaks English. in St. Kitts. It just makes things so much easier. And I've mentioned this before. I lived in Panama for about 4 years. Man, I wasted so much time trying to learn the language. It's just a time waster. And always verify that dual citizenship is allowed, or don't engage in the program. I can't tell you how important that is. And now Georgia does allow dual citizenship, which is really nice. And I have noticed it too, that a lot of countries in the world that have territorial tax systems don't allow dual citizenship. Georgia does. That's one thing I do like about this program. And also, do you want to, you need to get a passport that has as many visa-free countries as you can go to, with the least amount of money, with the shortest period of time that allows dual citizenship, without this language barrier problem. To get all those things packaged together, man, it's just hard to find a country that will do that. And that's one thing I do like about St. Kitts. And some of the other Caribbean countries have the same benefits, but they don't have as many visa-free countries that you can travel to. That's the thing I like about St. Kitts. And remember also that you need to do some background before you pick your country, because a lot of these countries reserve their most lucrative opportunities for people that speak that actually get the citizenship, that pass the language test, that get the passports. You have to be a citizen, and a lot of cases, there are businesses that you are barred out from participating in unless you've got that citizenship and passport. You need to check this before you go to that country. I would get a letter, either get a lawyer, or either we can work with you in making sure that that business that you're involved with 100% is going to be, if you get residency in that country and you're not getting a citizenship, you can work in that business. That's real important. Otherwise, you're going to waste a lot of time. And, also when you move to a new country, like I said, it's going to take you 3 times longer if you don't know the language. My advice is don't go if you can't speak that language. I've brought this up over and over again. Anyway, if you want to learn more on how to legally get your taxes to zero, how to get a second passport, hit the subscribe button to the right of your screen. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And number 2 is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below and I'll get back with you and see what your problem is, see if we can solve it there for you. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit the top bar button that says apply with us. The questions will come up, fill out the questions, and then hit the button on the bottom that says send back to us. We will go through and look at your situation and see if the country you're looking at maybe is the right country for you, and maybe it's not. There are 74 countries we deal with in citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries. It might be another country that might be better for you. We need to look at that and examine it. Anyway, shoot us a line here and we'll see what we can do to help you. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.